You know, it actually occurs to me, you guys have never seen the clap, because that's what Roger and Steve use to sync up the cameras when they're editing. But now it's become kind of like a little psychological misstep for me. I can't do the show without clapping. Even when they break out that little nifty clacker thing, like, you know, like real directors and shit use, I have to clap the show in. It's just the way it goes. But, guys, welcome to the first segment episode of Pete's Basement Extras. Thank you for sticking with us. There will be plenty more episodes to come. Before I get to some comics this week, I want to go over just a couple of fan letters. First of all, from Samurai Bell 8, thank you for all of the YouTube comments and compliments. He seems to be loving the show, and he seems to be crazy enough to be backtracking and going to older episodes, which I think is awesome. And you may need to seek psychological assistance. Just so, I mean, I can only take so much of me, and I have to live with me. Just so you know. But seriously, dude, thank you for all of the comments, man. It's been great. And welcome to the fandom. Ball Sweaty from YouTube wrote in and wanted to know what we think of Thor versus Superman, the movie versus the movie, or the comic book guy, the comic book god versus, you know, Superman in the comics. Balls, hands down, Thor wins every time. I don't care what Superman's powers are. Thor is magic based, and Superman is not. So Superman, that's like his one major weakness besides kryptonite. That's why Wonder Woman can kick his ass. That's for Ramon wherever you are. Thor wins. Now, just a little tidbit. Superman is one of the only other characters in comics who is worthy enough to lift Mjolnir. He did it in the Justice League versus Avengers crossover when it was just all the Avengers were knocked down. It was him versus Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, I think it was. I think he had it. And it's Superman standing there with Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer in one of the most classic fucking George Perez pictures, splash pages ever. If this segment was edited, you'd see that come across the screen, but I don't have it handy, so just Google it. Just Google it. Jason Morrison wrote in and asked, he said he just got into comics after like a 20-year hiatus and wanted to know what the best place is to look up prices of books. I use Comics Price Guide, COMICS Price Guide. They'll give you a rundown of what the book is worth from, you know, in every grade, from a 0.5 poor to all the way to a 10 gem. You know, somewhere in the middle is where most of our books fall, anywhere between a 6 and a 9.4 or so. But, you know, that is just technically the price on paper. Remember, Jason, that if you really want to test the market, look at the auction sites. Go on eBay, go on Comic Link, go on Comic Connect, and check those places out, because a lot of times you're going to see, let's say, a random Silver Age book, you know, like fucking Tales of Suspense 39, First Iron Man. Especially now that the movie's coming out again, this is going to be a hot book. Let's say you've got a 5.0 and somebody's charging $5 grand for it, but that's a buy it now. You could say that that book is worth $5 grand. That guy certainly thinks he does, but nobody's buying it. That's what I like to call stagnant auctions. You look at the actual auctions that are ending in several days and see what those things end at. What is the final bid? That's what the book is worth. Always, anytime I'm selling shit on eBay, I always just look the book up first and just check out what, you know, what the book is ending at, because that's in the long run what people are paying for it, and that's what the book is worth. Asia Mason, hope I'm saying that right, wrote in and wanted to know what we thought of Angela from Spawn coming over to Marvel and how that's going to possibly affect Age of Ultron. But I have no fucking clue. This was all news to me that Angela was coming over. I don't get to read like Newsarama and some of the other fan sites a lot, unfortunately, because, you know, I tend to be busy at work, and then I come home and the last fucking thing I want to do is look at the computer, because that's all I do all day. I actually want to just sit and read the comics, and sometimes I don't really like to look up spoilers and stuff. I don't really like to know what's coming. I'd rather be surprised as I read the books, you know, like when I was a kid and the internet wasn't invented yet. I think the idea of Angela coming over is pretty interesting. I don't know how that's going to affect the rest of Image. I don't know if Marvel bought her or what the deal is with that. As for how she's going to affect Age of Ultron, fucking hell. I don't even know how Ultron's going to affect Age of Ultron at this point. I don't even think the writers know. So, your guess is as fucking good as mine, man. You also asked where Steve got that nifty hat, the Captain America hat. I bought that for him for Christmas, as a matter of fact. And I got that. It was the I keep thinking Universal Soldier because I was just watching the motherfucker the other day. Oh God, what a fucking retard I am. God damn it. The Captain America shit when he was the soldier with the stripe across his chest. You believe I can't fucking remember that? I don't even... Fuck. The memory never comes back. But anyway, I bought that at Midtown Comics. Just go... I don't know if they still have it, but go on eBay. You just search Captain America hat. You'll find it. It's a snapback. It ain't, you know, it ain't nothing major. It's not like a fitted cap or nothing. But it is a cool hat. And I know Steve is one of the biggest Cap fans around, probably because his name is Steve. So that's why I picked that up for him. So, let's bust out with a couple of books. First of all, book of the week for me last week, Masters of the Universe #1 came out. Thrilled to see that this is now an ongoing series. I bought one of the variant covers, She-Ra cover, because if you have read the book, and by now I don't think I'm having any spoilers here because it is 2 weeks old, but I had to talk to you guys about it anyway because I'm fucking a nerd, and obviously I got my Masters of the Universe shirt on to, you know, really ring in the holiday. Fucking Adora thinks she's Hordak's daughter. And she's there up in like a female Hordak armor and shit. Hordak looks fucking sick. He's like some sort of like crazy alien, queen alien beast type of thing hooked up to all of these wires and shit. You don't even see like Hordak. He's like a Brainiac type of character now. I don't know how this is going to play into the actual He-Man mythos that we know and love because Adam's acting like he's never seen Adora before. Teela knows who she is, so maybe some of Skeletor's spell is still having residual effects. I don't know where this is going to play itself in. I know they're taking a couple of liberties with it. I hope I like it, because from the last miniseries, it seemed really like they were just taking, you know, what happened in the cartoons and shit, and just moving on to another, you know, futuristic tale of what happens next. So I don't know. I hope this manages to relate back to the cartoon that I know. And that, you know, somehow Adam just for some reason doesn't remember his sister anymore. But looking forward to seeing how this pans out. And we still have yet to see Orko and his evil self. I want to know how the fuck he turned himself bad. I got another variant cover from Masters of the Universe that I think I ordered from DC Direct or something like that. It's an action figure cover. That remember when G.I. Joe was doing that, when IDW did that with the G.I. Joes and the Transformers? They had like the old 80s toys and they were in poses and shit. Well, this was the same idea. It was He-Man and Skeletor and everything. So I ordered that, and I think I got another Masters of the Universe copy coming. So when that arrives itself in the mail, we'll do another contest. I'll give out that Masters of the Universe extra. I'm going to keep the variant cover for myself. Sorry, guys. That's just the way it goes. But if you are a He-Man fan, you can look forward to that contest. I've been reading Avengers and New Avengers. I'm trying to catch up on those, and I managed to do it. And my humble opinion on that is just that. These stories, ever since, you know, the Marvel Now shit started, they've such fucking cockamamie shit. In New Avengers, there's different Earths that are colliding into each other, so the multiverse is like ending. That's some fucking New 52 Final Crisis type shit. Way to be original on that one, Marvel. I'm bored with the story. And over in regular Avengers, they got this guy, Ex-Nihilo, who kind of sounds like a stupid Final Fantasy villain. He's got this third eye shit and he's all gold. He really looks like a fucking takeoff for Final Fantasy 2. It's ridiculous. And that whole Ex-Neo thing, Ex-Nihilo, Nihilo. I'm sure it's supposed to be Annihilate somehow, but they just fucked it up. And it reminds me of X-Death from fucking Final Fantasy 5. It's stupid. And he's like making life. He's like the son of Captain Universe or something. But now Captain Universe is a woman, and they're calling Captain Universe Mother. And meanwhile, Captain Universe is inhabiting the body of this poor black girl who has no idea that she's Captain Universe in the first place. She's been like a fucking coma for 10 years, and every now and then when Captain Universe departs, she's like, what the fuck? Where am I? Captain Universe again. I don't know. I'm really bored with the stories, and I want to move on with it. I want to get through this shit. The only one I'm actually thoroughly enjoying has been Uncanny Avengers, which now they're doing some whole crazy apocalypse shit. And Thor's axe, Jarnbjorn, I don't know, some crazy Nordic word. It took me till the movie to figure out how to pronounce Mjolnir, for Christ's sake. Now they're giving me Jarnbjorn. I don't know. It's a big-ass axe before he got Mjolnir. So now he like, Kang got a hold of that and he gave it to Apocalypse, or the son of Apocalypse, and rather the scion of Archangel is running around with this thing, who kind of looks like a samurai with Archangel wings and shit. I don't know, but it's way more interesting than the other Avengers books, so I'll bite on those, and Avengers, they got like another 2 fucking months to shape up, or I'm shipping them out. Not feeling it. But speaking of Vikings, Helheim #2 came out a little while back, was last week. And this, if you watched the last time we reviewed this book, it's about this Viking clan that's they're in kind of the middle of a war between these 2 witches. And we're really not sure who's the good witch and who's the bad witch, or if they're both bad witches, or whatever the fuck it is, but they're both casting magic. One of them's got skeletal warriors, and the other one's got fucking undead Viking warriors. So really, I don't know who a good guy is there. But basically, the king's son died, and his witch of a wife... Let the jokes fly. His witch of a wife, or his wifey witch, has raised him from the dead, and he's no longer the puny, like, just regular kind of Viking son. Now he's all hulked out and undead and shit. He gets his arm cut off in #2, and then she sews another arm back on from one of the dudes that he killed. This is a fun story, man. I really like the artwork, and I want to see where it's going on. I'm really thankful for the fans for recommending this one. It's from Oni Press. Get out there. It's only been 2 issues so far. Go check out Helheim. It's a really fun book. And speaking of fun books, Alan Roberts' Killogy concluded this past week. Killogy has starred Frank Vincent, Marky Ramone, and Bree... Oh, God, I can't remember this girl's last name. But all of their likenesses are in this book, and it's been an absolutely hilarious ride. First of all, the dude from The Sopranos is just so stereotypical Italian that I want to say it's racist, but goddammit, I know like 10 people like that. It's fucking ridiculous. It's an awesome book. They're fighting zombies, and it's a voodoo curse. And the book concludes in typical horror movie fashion. No such thing as a happy ending. Go check this out. It concludes with issue 4. There's going to be a cool graphic novel coming out, because that's always what our buddy Alan does. And he throws in all kinds of cool extras. Remember, Alan writes this shit. He draws this shit himself. And he's also part of a heavy metal band, which you may or may not know. So go check out Alan Robert. Tell him the boys from Pete's Basement sent you. And be sure to check out Killogy. It's one of the more fun books. I've pretty much liked everything this guy's done so far. And that's how he found us, was he like looked up our reviews of his stuff. But it's really is a fun book. And if you're a zombie fan, it's out of this world. And finally, I want to conclude with Masks #6. Is anybody else reading this book? I hope you are, because Dynamite is really just blowing up the scene, pun completely intended. They're taking all of these great Golden Age characters like the Green Hornet and the Shadow and the Spider, and they're using this crossover in a way that this is what a fucking crossover is supposed to be. It's taking the characters that have been established already, the ones I just mentioned, and it's throwing new ones at you, like the Black Bat and Miss Fury, and there's also the Black Terror, who I never got a chance to become familiar with. But they're all teaming up to fight this corrupt government who's taking over the city, and the criminals are running the place, and it's up to these classic heroes to fight it off. I was a little worried when, Masks was first announced. I didn't think it was going to go over well, but I've been reading this from start to finish, and I constantly find myself looking forward to everything that Dynamite's putting out lately with all of these characters. Black Bat #1 is coming out next week. It's coming out with like 10 variant covers, which Dynamite tends to do. But, they do a lot of these just like virgin covers with no title on it. Big deal. It's nothing crazy, and they never have like crazy fucking prices on the variants. So it's like, just flip to the back page, see which one you like, and go get that one. That's another thing. Like, if you're going to do variant covers, show me what I'm fucking getting. Show me my competition. They give you the percentages of what the print runs are and everything. Dynamite's fucking great. I'm loving everything that they're doing so far. So if you are reading Masks, hit us up, guys. You know the deal. Questions at PetesBasement.com, Facebook.com/PetesBasement. And be sure to follow us on Twitter for up-to-the-minute reviews. And your old pal Pete will be back next week with another segment. Hopefully I get one of the fellas or somebody to join me. And happy drinking and happy reading. We'll see you.